5 minutes late. Not too
Hi.
bad.
Give or take. Oh, there's my live notifications. Boy.
Yamana. Yamana. See, now I have that stupid greatest hit from Disturbed in my head now.
I thought that Katy Perry.
I didn't have the Katy Perry song. I had the...
Okay, here we go.
Oh,
We just got an ad.
yep,
Once there was a school
All
that
right.
wanted a better way to bring teachers.
Hello. What up, Vipa?
Okay, here we are. We are live. Can you guys see us?
I can see us.
Okay, cool. I can see us too. I have my microphone at the ready. So, what is up, everybody? We are at another episode of Scream Stream. I think this is the 4th episode. But we got a jam-packed episode for you today. Today we're going to talk about Bill Paxton, because that really sucks that we lost him. We're going to talk about Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, which is 30 years old this week. And then, as you know, the Oscars just happened. So we are going to be discussing our hypothetical horror Oscars. We're going to name a couple movies each that we think are worthy of Oscars. They might have been nominated, they might not have, but, you know, we're just going to talk about, you know, I guess you could say maybe art house type horror films, but not just art house, just Oscar worthy horror films. Because I think the Oscars tend to discredit horror, I guess you could say. But anyway, let me introduce my guests, or my co-hosts, because they're here with me every week. We got CP from Will I Like It Reviews. Say hello, CP.
Hello, CP.
Sweet. And then we got Zack from Zack versus the Blu-ray Mountain. God, I'm excited. I love saying Zack versus the Blu-ray Mountain. It's just so great. What's up, Zack?
Come to think of it, you know, I'm getting kind of tired of saying it because I say it in every video at the end.
It's got to be a mouthful.
It is. Trying to get that every time. But I'm doing good and I'm ready to start, so let's get into it.
Let's get into it. All right. Well,
I like saying room temperature Vaseline.
nice. That sounds fun.
Just wanted to let everybody else know that.
Okay, and
I just want to let everybody know that this was a mistake. This is actually an episode of the Metal Claw podcast.
oh wow, you're not supposed to tell them that until the end. Oh well.
I'm kidding. Like, go ahead.
I know. Well, first off, I hate to start it off on a somber note, but when Bill Paxton died, I was just completely shocked. Let me think about when I first heard it. I think I saw it online somewhere. Somebody messaged me on Instagram, and they said, "Hey, did you hear that Bill Paxton died?" And my heart literally just skipped a beat. Like it just sunk. I wasn't ready for that. Because people like Bill Paxton, you don't expect them to die. You know, he's like a ball of energy, and every movie he did, that movie was just a little bit extra special because of Bill Paxton. CP, what did you think about Bill Paxton? What was some of your favorite movies of his?
Is that just me?
Yeah, you.
I didn't hear what you said. It was either me or you that phased out there for a second. Just repeat it. What was that?
Yeah, I was just saying. What are your thoughts on Bill Paxton? Maybe give us a couple movies that you really love of his.
See, I feel like he's gonna go down as like the quintessential like douchebag character actor. Like he's got, and I mean that in the nicest way possible. I don't want it to come off as an insult or anything, but he has all these hysterically douchey roles. You go way back to Weird Science. He's the older brother who eventually gets turned to shit. The sales guy from True Lies. I mean, hell, even Aliens, he's a bit of a douchebag. Like it was something that, yeah.
I was waiting for it. There it is.
He almost, I mean, and he has like a line like that in almost every movie that he does. Like, get yourself one, dickweed. That's from Weird Science. Ask like a 10-year-old boy from True Lies. Like he's got a bunch of these like lines that are like so, his douchey characteristic, and it's just on top of it, he's done a bunch of other nice stuff like Titanic, Twister, but it's certainly a loss. I mean, Dennis and I were just discussing it before, how he's in the television adaptation of Training Day, and what happens to that now?
Yeah. I mean, they're going to have to replace his character, I would assume. They were also talking about doing a sequel to Edge of Tomorrow, and he was going to reprise his role in that.
Oh, right. I forget he's in that.
He was great in Edge of Tomorrow, too.
Absolutely.
Well, being that the television adaptation, they probably had most of the first season done, so they could probably write out his character fairly easily.
Yeah.
Right.
But, man, it is a shame, though, because I was actually kind of interested in that television show, having a bigger actor like him in there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm going to go right for what everybody's thinking. Hudson in Aliens. That is one of the best roles I think I've ever seen on film. And, it's silly to say that because we're talking about a big action movie, but Hudson was just, Aliens without Hudson is great, but Hudson made it just perfect. He stole every single scene that he was in, and he's sharing the screen with Sigourney Weaver, Michael Biehn, Lance Henriksen, and this, if you remember, this was Bill Paxton right after he did Weird Science. So this was not a Bill Paxton that everybody knew at the time, and he just comes in there with these heavyweights and just kills it and steals the show, really. So that's the one role that really sticks out to me. But he did a lot of weird roles too from time to time. Like one that a friend showed me years ago was called The Dark Backward, which is a very strange, like post-apocalyptic type film. And it's been a while since I've seen it, but I think Bill Paxton's character has an arm that grows out of his back. So yeah, definitely worth checking out. It was pretty strange. But yeah, I'm sad. I'm really sad. Zack, what are some movies that you liked a lot of Bill Paxton's?
Well, being that I'm a little younger, I don't really remember him that much, which is kind of sad.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Aliens. Unfortunately, I didn't get to do a review for it yet, but I think I will do one soon. Considering. Yeah. I love Twister. I remember that.
Oh, yeah. Twister's great.
But I'm going to have to go with what Brian said, and Lomax did his review of Near Dark. Bill Paxton is just incredible in that movie. He really is. Funny, terrifying, just everything I like out of a side character. But one of the most interesting ones was his very, very, very small role in Nightcrawler.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that he was great in Nightcrawler. He was a pivotal character in Nightcrawler.
Bushman Blue brings up Club Dread. I forgot about that. Coconut Pete, man, he's hysterical in Club Dread as well.
Yeah, Chris Nolfo was actually mentioned in Coconut Pete. I think that's probably one of his favorite Paxton roles. But Near Dark is one that I constantly see here in the chat. I can't believe I'm saying this. I've never seen Near Dark, but it's definitely one that I want to see really soon.
That's a double for me.
Yeah, you've never seen it either?
You guys need to get on that.
Yeah, everybody says it's great, so I'm looking forward to checking that one out for sure.
It's actually avoided the remake monster for quite a while now, which I'm surprised because Platinum Dunes had the rights.
Yeah. Crazy. I guess anything else you guys want to say about Bill Paxton before we move on? You good? Peace.
Sorely missed.
Okay. It looks like a lot of people in the chat, they expressed their thoughts on this. Jason Hamilton says, damn, 61, he was younger than my dad. Yeah, I mean, he was really 61. It is pretty young. And, he went in for heart surgery. And from what I read, he was scared, So I think this is something that he was worried about, dying on the operating table. So heart surgery is no joke. my father went through heart surgery, and it's a scary thing. So, yeah. Now we're gonna move on to Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3: The Dream Warriors. Oh, what a movie this is, guys! Holy crap! I'm gonna tell you my first time seeing this movie, and then I'll pass it on to CP. But I saw this opening night, 1987. And I believe I don't know if it came out in the beginning of March or the end of April or the end of February, but this was my first Nightmare film on the big screen. You know, I was only like 14 years old, but I was just elated the whole time. You know, and I was 14 years old, so the Joey scene was one that really stuck out. But yeah, I mean, it's shocking to have a horror film that delivers on an epic scale. Very few of them do, especially in sequels. But the one word that comes to my mind, if I had to give one word for Dream Warriors, is big. It feels just like a big movie. CP, tell me about the first time you saw this.
I'm a little bit younger than you, so I can't say that I had the opportunity to see it in the theater, but I do remember. I mean, this is going back when you could walk into a store and rent a video.
Oh wow!
I remember it coming out on VHS, and the opening weekend there used to be like a wall full of a copy of a movie. I remember there was 2 copies of it left, and I think me and my cousin begged my aunt for us to watch it, and as little children, mind you, and had a really fun time, perhaps not really appreciating and or respecting some of the material in there, but yeah, even as a child, understanding that it was a better movie than the second one, and you know, as time went on, it kind of lasted and is a bit stronger, and I would say it's probably stronger than anything after it. But yeah, just a really, really good Nightmare on Elm Street movie.
Yeah, fantastic. Real quick in the chat, Jason Hamilton says I was waiting for somebody to mention Dokken, because I loved Dokken. I loved hair metal back in the day. But we could make this an episode of Metal Claw, right, Zach?
In my dreams.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Still the same. Hello, Leela. Leela is from Killer Flicks. She gets in there a lot. So yeah, hello, Leela. I think this is the first time she's been on my stream, but cool. Hello, Zach.
All
right,
whose stream?
Whose stream is it?
I'm sorry, our stream. My bad, guys.
Right.
Jack that one up, man. Doghouse.
Tensions are high, people.
Tensions. Do you guys want to talk metal for a minute? Since we just brought up Dokken, we got time, right?
I could talk metal. What do you want to talk about?
Okay, all right. Let's talk metal for a sec. Well, I'll talk about Dokken for just a second. You know, a lot of people a lot of people think Dokken, you know, they're just tied to Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3. You know, or I guess casual rock fans.
Dude, In My Dreams was a pretty big hit, man.
That's what I was going to say. Dokken actually has quite a few hits from the 80s, you know, way before that song. But that album itself is a classic album. There are so many great songs on that album. Back for the Attack. Kiss of Death, which is about AIDS, is a really good track. But Heaven Sent, I mean, so many good songs on that one. Zach, give me your favorite 80s metal band.
Metallica.
That doesn't really sort of count, but yes, it's fair.
Honestly, I never really got into hair metal. My cousins did. And there's a funny story, you know, just like we used to hang out at my grandma's house every weekend, me and my cousins, and I went into the more harder stuff, and they just kept trying to top each other. Like, hey, look at this band that I found. And they're like, no, look at this band. So they found all of these, like, random hair metal bands from the 80s. And they would go to my stepdad, who's a huge hair metal fan. But I will say that I did like one hair metal band a lot that not a lot of people remember. Valentine.
I don't know.
The singer is the the singer is now in I think, Journey cover band.
Nice.
And he's amazing. He's still a great singer, but probably their biggest hit was No Way.
Yeah. Jason Hamilton just mentioned Skid Row, 18 in Life. Skid Row was huge in the late 80s. Late 80s is where I think you had the height of hair metal, and you had all these. It was kind of like hair metal 2.0 because it had a little bit of a harder edge, and I think that started with Skid Row. And then Nirvana
Motley Crue started the heaviness.
Youth Gone Wildly. Youth Gone
okay,
Wild.
I'll give you that, CP, but there was, I guess, a glitzy aspect to bands like Skid Row. It's almost like what nu metal is, you know what I mean, to regular Pantera metal. That's kind of what Skid Row was.
Speaking of Pantera, their first couple albums were glam metal.
Yeah,
A lot of people don't know that.
People don't know that. Matter of fact, they used one of the songs in Donnie Darko. But somebody in the chat.
Metallica was my cop-out answer, by the way. My real answer is Megadeth.
Grayson Voorhees just mentioned Rat, and I'm sorry about jumping all over the place, but I gotta mention Rat. Rat was one of my favorite bands in the '80s. Most underrated hair metal band ever. They had like 6 or 7 albums.
Who sang Up All Night?
That's Slaughter.
Never mind.
Slaughter was actually in Vinnie Vincent Invasion before Slaughter, and Vinnie Vincent Invasion was Vinnie Vincent was in Kiss, and then he got fired from Kiss. And so
Lee, you're an encyclopedia.
I know. I could talk all day about hair metal. Oh my god.
Lee, are you sure you're not in a hair metal band?
I might be. One more thing about hair metal, and then we'll move on. Somebody mentioned.
I haven't done anything for me. What
okay,
the hell?
all right. Let me mention one thing.
I haven't said anything about Dream Warriors yet.
Let me mention one thing. Somebody mentioned Twisted Sister in the chat. I met and had lunch with the band, with Dee Snider, with JJ French, all those guys. I even have a pair of drumsticks from AJ Perro, the drummer, signed, and he passed away last year. I got on stage. I'm gloating here, I know. I got on stage with Twisted Sister at the end and saying we're not going to take it into the microphone. I'll post a picture of that just so I can prove it later. All right.
That's impressive.
It was pretty freaking awesome. Yeah, it was amazing. It was back in 2003 in Korea.
I'll take the hair metal and tie it back to horror. I think "Shout at the Devil" by Motley Crue.
Yes.
Pretty badass album, and that opening is very horror-ish. That track that
in the beginning,
before, yeah.
Not the album that they released after they went clean.
I think it's their first album, if not their.
No, it's their second. Their first one's Too Fast for Love.
Right.
Yeah.
So they slowly degraded into hair metal, but they started off pretty hot and heavy.
Yeah, I mean, Shout at the Devil was their big album because Too Fast for Love was pretty much a demo. I mean, if you listen to it, it sounds like a demo, and that really got them noticed in L.A., but what got them noticed worldwide was Shout at the Devil, and that is still their best album by far.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Zach. What do you got for hair metal?
What?
He wants to talk about Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
Okay.
We can talk about hair metal for a
Well,
little
no,
bit.
I thought you said you wanted to talk about Dream Warriors, the song. Oh, you're talking about the movie.
Yeah, the movie.
Am I skipping again?
We're still talking Dream Warriors, the movie, for a while, guys, so don't worry.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you want to talk about hair metal for a little bit longer, I mean, what you were saying about Motley Crue, they were always one of the bands where I was like, yeah, there's hair metal, and then there's Motley Crue.
Right.
I felt the same way about Guns N' Roses too.
Yes.
But probably some of my favorite bands from the '80s was Metallica, Megadeth. Metallica, Megadeth, Motley Crue, Guns N' Roses.
Yeah. I mean, those are great. I saw Metallica and Guns N' Roses in concert together in 1992 in Denver, Colorado, at Mile High Stadium. What a show!
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was right after the Black Album. So.
Is that before or after James's accident?
It was before. It was right before. CP, are you still there?
Yeah,
He was on that tour.
Okay, just making sure.
I saw Van. Oh no! Go ahead. Let me stop. Go ahead, Zach. Start talking.
Losing my train of thought here. I unfortunately haven't got to see Metallica yet, Lee.
Oh wow.
But they're coming to Philly though very soon. They played on my birthday once, California. Couldn't go. Wanted to, couldn't make it. That was right after Death Magnetic came out. But I could probably tell you, like, the biggest band that I saw in concert was, well, not technically a band. I saw Ozzy live.
Oh, I've never gotten to see Ozzy. I would love to see Ozzy, actually.
When Zack Wild was still with him.
Oh, wow, that's even better.
Back in 2008, right after I Don't Want to Stop came out.
My favorite era was the Jake E. Lee era, Shot in the Dark and Ultimate Sin. I'm a big Jake E. Lee fan. The guitarist.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I saw him shortly after Jason Newsted left. I wanted to see him with Mike Inez because I love Alice in Chains.
Yeah.
But I used to do that. You all right?
I was gonna say I saw Alice in Chains open for Van Halen, and that was a pretty badass show.
Oh, that's awesome.
And Jason Hamilton mentions Quiet Riot. Quiet Riot was really big.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, guys, you want to move on to Dream Warriors?
Yeah.
Again? Okay. Well, I guess we're still kind of in the middle of it. But let's talk about comedy horror. Because the first two Nightmare on Elm Street movies were pretty much straight up horror. I mean, Freddy started giving off a little bit.
The second one wasn't straight, first of all. But
yeah, I mean,
go ahead.
Kill for me, Jesse. Oh, I got to say hello to Lindsay. That horror is in our chat. Welcome. It's an honor. But yeah, there were elements of comedy because Freddy does have those elements, but they kind of kept that, close to the vest up until the third one. The third one, they just let the floodgates open and said, you know what, go ahead and give it hell. I mean, the script was filled with so many, but it all just really worked. What are some of your favorite lines from Dream Warriors? Comedic lines.
Oh, CP or me?
CP.
Go ahead, Zach.
Welcome to prime time, bitch.
Yeah, that's a gimme.
Yeah, that's a gimme. Does that even count?
Counts for me.
It's your big break in TV.
But I will say that the prosthetic makeup there is freaking awesome. That's really cool.
Oh yeah.
How the TV melds into Freddy.
Oh, yeah, so good. I think one of my favorites is Taron. When he says "Want to get high," and then he's like, "What a rush." It's just too good. It's too good. You can't even. I can't even.
There's just enough one-liners.
Yeah, that's it. They kind of went overboard, and the one-liners weren't as strong in the future movies, or it's not as consistent.
I mean, here's a question. I mean, the movie's great. Everyone loves it, and it's written by Wes Craven. Would you guys take it the way that it is, or would you rather have seen it directed by him as well?
Go ahead, CP.
I think it's fine the way it is. That was directed by Ronnie Harlan, wasn't it?
No, it was Rennie Harlan did the fourth one.
Well, who? What?
Rennie Harlan did the fourth one. This one was directed by Chuck. I always forget his last name.
Okay.
Help me out in the chat, guys.
So I have it mixed up. It's. I mean, like I said, I think it's the best Nightmare on Elm Street after one. So I mean, some Wes Craven's better than none.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. And I'm done talking.
Because Dream Warriors, in my mind, is perfect, and I don't want to screw up a good thing. I don't want Wes Craven to direct it. Chuck Russell, thank you, White Tim. But yeah, I say leave it alone. Don't mess with it. It was perfect. Derek Mayo mentions Kincaid. How long are you going to keep blowing smoke up our ass? Oh, I love Kincaid. Kincaid was one of the best. And he was the guy that just, he was the brute. He just had the strength, and that was it. But what's strength going to do against Freddy,
Yeah. CG.
But yeah, what were we talking about? Oh, we were talking about if somebody else could have directed it. Yeah,
Welcome
that's
to
my
the
opinion.
Stream, baby.
What do you think, Zach?
Personally, I think I would have liked it if Wes Craven directed it too, because at around that time, I think that he really needed a big hit. Because shortly after that, he did a whole lot of nothing. His career resurgence really didn't happen until Scream in '96.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you had Wes Craven's New Nightmare, but when did that come out? I feel like it. I don't feel like it would have been a better movie with him at the helm, but I think it would have. I don't know. I think it would have gotten a more iconic status with me personally.
See, I feel like you're being a bit presumptive. Just because he needed a hit doesn't mean much. I mean, Lady in the Water needed to be a hit for M. Night, and it wasn't. I mean, when you start playing games like What If, who knows if Wes Craven doesn't go into it and start with a serious approach, and then Dream Warriors as we know it isn't the same movie, and who knows if it's as well liked. It's really hard to say, just because he needed a hit, that there's no real telling what he would have done with it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's
true.
And White Tim brings up a good point. New Nightmare was actually '94. This was pre-Scream. Now, New Nightmare wasn't a major hit, but it is considered, one of the. It saved the franchise, I guess you could say, after Freddy's Dead, because Freddy's Dead was an abomination. And I've been saving that word for 3 weeks, so I finally got to use it. What better than Freddy's Dead to use abomination? But okay. Let's talk about The Warriors. Not the movie The Warriors, but there's we have so many different. We had Kincaid, we have Taryn, we have Jennifer. Jennifer didn't really have a power, did she? Oh yeah, she was going to be a TV star. It was her big break in TV.
What's her big break in TV?
Yeah. Kenneth, am I right on that? The Wizard Master?
I believe so.
Yes.
See, my problem is I think I'm blending 3 and 4.
Yes.
I remember the kills more than anything, and I'm thinking of the Roach Motel. That's not 3, right? That's 4.
That's 4.
Yeah. See, I've blended 3 and 4 somehow and made it some one movie. So
worst Streamcast ever.
Yeah, I need to go back to.
CP will be back. She has to go.
Yeah, CP's going to go ahead and check out now. Everybody, we'll see him back next time.
I'm half right. I just need to know which half to separate from the other half.
Yeah, I
mean, the TV death obviously is from 3.
I could talk about part 4 all day because it's like part 3 on steroids, but like bad steroids. Even though it's good, but it just took that aspect of part 3 and really just went a little bit too far with it. But it's still a good nightmare movie. I enjoy 4, and I really like the soundtrack again. You have Vinnie Vincent Invasion. So we're not gonna start talking about metal, I promise. But
we're not gonna go down that rabbit hole again.
Yeah. Horror movies in the 80s kind of kept metal afloat. So I could. That's another whole episode. But yeah, Zach, who was your favorite warrior out of the group? Was it Discount Corey Feldman, maybe?
I don't know about that.
Okay.
I like the rocker chick.
Say again?
I like the rocker chick.
Yeah. Everybody loves Taryn.
And I don't know. I think she kind of blends with me with Jason Takes Manhattan because I saw both movies around the same time. I've never been the biggest Freddy fan either. So, I mean, I like the movies. I'm not going to say that they're bad.
Yeah. Because
I do like them. I haven't seen them as many times as I've seen the Friday the 13th films. I've seen all of them at least 10 times each. One, because I didn't have cable for a while, and another because I just really like Jason. But yeah, that's probably one of my favorite characters. The Wizard Master was the one that kind of got under my nerves.
Yeah, me too. He was kind of annoying. We haven't really talked about Joey that much, but Joey was kind of the good-looking kid, but he was, he couldn't talk. He was mute. So what do you do with a character like that? You throw in a nurse that's topless, right? That's how they save Joey, I guess.
Gratuitous nudity scene. That's what we need, right?
Yeah. Here's a trivia question for the chat. What other movie? It's a thriller. Was Taryn in? The druggie. And I'll leave you guys with that. Go ahead and type it in the chat if you know. If you don't know, I'll let you know in a few minutes. Anything else you guys want to say about the Warriors?
Dream Warrior.
I feel like Joey's power was pretty sweet. The mirror scene was
he could scream really loud.
I mean, I think we needed a little bit more imagination there.
Hey, Mel Gibson's in the chat. It's an honor. Mel Gibson says, "How do I get out of this chicken shit outfit?" It's got to be Mel Gibson.
Sounds just like him.
Get too old for this shit.
Oh goodness! Oh, too much fun! Too much fun. I was gonna say something. I lost my train of thought. I'm gonna read it.
We're talking about Dream Warriors, the 30th anniversary.
Sandra Webster said, "Would love to see you on the Sausage Factory." I don't know what that means.
Stop being a dancing monkey and just let the topics flow, man.
Okay, sorry. All right, here we go. Okay, now let's talk about. Hey, I got a show to run here, people. Come on. All right. Okay, let's talk about Nancy. Heather Langenkamp coming back to the franchise. I remember when I sat in the theater and watched this, and when Heather Langenkamp makes her big entrance, and it was a perfect entrance too, because the kids were up Schitt's Creek without paddle, and they needed help, and so she served a big purpose. She wasn't there just for star power, and I thought she rocked it in this one. She went toe to toe with Freddie, and I love that scene where Freddie, he says, "You," when he, Freddie looks like a penis, and he's just staring straight at her. But thoughts on Heather Langenkamp? Go ahead, CP.
She could be the. I think she's been in the most films, right? She even beat out Jamie Lee Curtis for franchise. Right? Am I right?
No. No, because she's only been in 3 movies.
New Nightmare. What am I missing on Jamie Lee?
Jamie Lee was also in Halloween 2, Halloween 1, and H2O.
Oh, Resurrection.
What's up, Durant Cinema?
All
right.
It doesn't count.
All right, so my point is gone. Never mind. Zack, take it over.
Okay. All right. Picking up. Here we go.
Or don't.
No, I got this.
Please help.
Heather Langenkamp. Come on, people.
I really like that she came back to the third one. But I feel like if you look at
fuck's sake,
if you look at the the story as a whole from 1 to 3, it makes sense. But I think one of the biggest mistakes with Freddy's Revenge was not having her return for the sequel. But when she comes back, that surprise is pretty genius. And she comes back as a much stronger character. But had they put her in 2 and then 3, I think, it could have been a little bit better. I don't know. Lee, what do you got?
I think what's interesting to me is that Nancy looks like she's 10 years older in part 3 from part 1, and the movie literally takes place or was filmed 3 years after the first one. So that's what always kind of shocked me about it. She played that adult role or that leader role quite well, and I think it's her actions, not the way she actually looked, that made her seem like she was 10 years older than everybody, even though she probably wasn't. CP, are you still there? No, we lost CP, Zach.
No, I think he'll try to get back in.
Hopefully he'll get
in the
back
meantime, we can answer some questions in the chat.
Sure. Go
Durant
ahead.
Cinema's in there. What up, Durant?
Oh, I got to call CP back, so I'm going to call him back.
Okay.
You go ahead and talk.
I love Nancy in the movie, but as I mentioned earlier, I felt like the third act. But yeah, with Halloween Resurrection, this just a terrible movie as a whole. Trying to hi CP.
Hi CP.
Hi. I guess the wires from Denmark to the U.S. just don't connect quite as well.
Somebody said that Jamie Lee Curtis was in Activia commercials. I think that was Jason Hamilton. Does that count?
Sure.
Oh my god.
I mean, it does count. Oh, apparently we rock. Thanks,
yeah, well, Lindsay's calling out Durant, though. She's saying that he's a kiss ass. So that's up to the jury on that one. So.
Dave, no.
No.
Kiss ass.
I just did my Palpatine. No. No. You don't understand the power. Okay. Oh my god. I think we've said all we can say about Nightmare on Elm Street 3, The Dream Warriors. And I'll go ahead and toot my own horn. I just dropped a Drum Dums Watches where I did like a 30-minute video. It's kind of a commentary. But yeah, you'll see what I mean when you watch it. But I just dropped that like right before this. So check that out on my channel. Anyway, we're going to go to...
Circle of Life.
Yeah. And it rules us all. Okay, let's go to...
I'm loving Jason Hamilton's comment here.
What's he saying?
Durant and Zack should do an Arnold versus Cage collaboration.
Oh my god, that would be great. Cage.
Not the piece, you fucking bitches. Oh.
Hey, you guys want to talk some horror Oscars?
Hey.
Sweet.
Hey. I mean,
Are we gonna actually talk about horror Oscars, or are you gonna chime in about everybody who said something in the chat every time we say something?
Probably a little bit of both. Okay.
I think Cinema's on board.
Hey,
dude.
I'm getting paid a nickel an hour here. Okay, so.
You're getting paid.
Right.
Hey, you know what? This video is monetized.
More like a nickel a month. But we're going to talk horror Oscars, and chat, you can join in on this, all right? What I want you guys to do in the chat is I want you to name a horror film, nominated or not nominated, in the past, preferably the past, 10 years, even though I'm going to break that rule, that you think is worthy of an Oscar. Because I think, and I genuinely think this, I think the Oscars, they turn, a blind eye to horror. Not all the time. Every now and then a movie's so strong that it has to be noticed. But I think more times than not, horror does get kind of dissed by the Academy. And it kind of pisses me off, people. It really does. So, I'm gonna name a few films that I think are worthy. And I'll start with just one, and then I'll move on to CP. But my first pick is The Thing. John Carpenter's The Thing. And what's so interesting about that is when this movie first came out, critics hated it. Like, I actually did some research and looked at some of the reviews on The Thing when it first came out, and it's sad. It's atrocious the way they treated this film. And you know what? And maybe they really thought that. I don't know. But I think there was a lot of bandwagoning going on. I think E.T. had a lot to do with it. And it's great now to see that it's finally getting its due. People are starting to recognize The Thing as not only a great horror film, but one of the greatest of all time. And I think if it was released today, it would be deserving of an Oscar. Just for so many reasons, but mainly because of John Carpenter's direction, because of Kurt Russell, because of the threat. I mean, everything just works so well on The Thing. It's the perfect horror movie. Perfect ending, perfect everything. So that's my pick. CP, if you want to add anything about The Thing, you can. If you want to nominate 50 Shades Darker, you can. But what is your pick?
Well, that would be qualified for next year. So let's just cross our fingers.
Okay, fingers
50
crossed.
Shades Darker. I'm gonna go. You see, you cheated and went back. I'm gonna cheat further and go 2 years further back. The Shining.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
Best film, best director, best actor, best cinematography. There's my 4 for The Shining. 1980 is a pretty weak year for the Academy Awards. Best Picture, Ordinary People won that year. I mean,
Wow.
I guess you could maybe say Elephant Man and or Raging Bull as proper competition for The Shining, but I think The Shining certainly over Coal Miner's Daughter, and absolutely over Tess as far as I'm concerned. Best Director, again, Tess, even though it's Roman Polanski. Richard Rush, the stuntman, either or. Take either one of those out as far as I'm concerned. Robert De Niro probably really deserved the actor for Raging Bull, but just getting Nicholson nominated would have been nice. And cinematography, I can't find it. Oh, ill-prepared CP. Bop, bop.
You were pretty prepared, though. I mean, you just rolled off quite a few lists there. But was The Shining even nominated for anything?
Nope.
Wow.
Nope. Big stinky thumb. Nope.
I could watch Jack Nicholson's performance on that on a loop. It's so good. It's one of the finest acting performances I've ever seen, and it shocks me that it wasn't even nominated. It's just retarded.
I'm not going to hurt you.
Yeah.
I'm just going to bash your head.
I'm just going to bash your head in. Yeah, it's so great. How do you not nominate that? All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. This makes no sense. Oh, I can't. I'm like thoughtless now because it just irks me that Jack Nicholson wasn't nominated.
And it's not like it's one thing. I mean, the cinematography is just it's awesome in that movie. There's
It's
a couple
Kubrick.
of
Yeah.
I think it's the first time they used a proper Steadicam too. So just bad job.
Yeah. Zach, what do you got?
Okay, so my pick, and I really only have one, was nominated for 2 Oscars. Best Original Score and Best Art Direction. And it is Interview with a Vampire. But I'm not picking it for those 2 areas because there were some big hitters that came out in, 94, 95. I mean, they're going up against The Shawshank Redemption, Pulp Fiction, huge hitters. Tom Hanks was nominated for Best Actor. Samuel L. Jackson and John Travolta were nominated for Best Supporting Actor for Pulp Fiction. But one of the biggest things that I wanted for Interview with the Vampire would be cinematography, because the scene with Tom Cruise where he's playing the piano in the room lit with candles, and the way that the curtains are flying around the room, it's chilling.
Yeah.
And I know that Tom Cruise, I would put in Tom Cruise for Best Supporting Actor, because up until this point in 1994, the movie came out in 94, it was nominated in 95.
Yeah.
He would really been doing a lot of the same things. And this was a performance where he was being an evil bastard.
Yeah.
And I love it. It's one of my favorite performances from him, and I think he got screwed.
Yeah, I mean, he was really trying to stretch his acting chops with that, because like you said, he had done quite a few similar type roles, nothing too crazy. And he is a great actor. Tom Cruise is a fantastic actor, but, he does tend to play the same type roles with the same type demeanor. But Interview with the Vampire, it really is it's a great movie. It's got great cinematography. It's probably one of the best vampire movies in the last 20 years. Or what are we at, 25 now? Close, but yeah, Interview with the Vampire it's really awesome.
It's one of my favorite vampire films.
Yeah, excellent. Lindsay the Horror, she mentions High Tension. High Tension is one of my favorite, not only foreign films, but one of my favorite horror films. I know some people don't like it because of the ending, but it's not about the ending for me. It's about the journey, the whole I don't know, just the pacing of the movie and how frantic it is, and it's just so out there. It's crazy, but I love it. I love High Tension. It's awesome. Have you guys seen that one?
Yes, I really like High Tension.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Interview with the Vampire didn't win an award, but the funny thing is, they were announced. They were nominated for a Razzie Award for Worst On-Screen Couple, Pitt and Cruz, and they lost to Sylvester Stallone and Sharon Stone in The Specialist.
Oh, The Specialist.
You want to talk about Razzies? Did you know that The Thing was nominated for a Razzie? Forget this. Score. How crazy is that? How do you?
That's crazy.
It's crazy. Maybe I'm the only one that thinks it's crazy, but Ennio Morricone did the score for The Thing, and it's one of my favorite horror scores. So yeah, I thought
insanity.
I expected you guys to throw something.
I'm losing my mind.
Cats and dogs living together.
I'm about to crush my video camera.
I'm about to throw my blue ball.
I'm going to write a very heated letter to the Razzie Academy and let them know my business.
Another one that I could mention is Alien.
Oh, okay.
Alien is, that's top-notch filmmaking right there. Arguably one of Ridley Scott's best directed movies. In scale and tone, everything about Alien to me is just perfect. And I don't think it was. It might have been nominated for something, but I don't think it was. So,
had they still done the Junior Oscar Award, which they discontinued in '61, I would have nominated Kirsten Dunst's Claudia, because her performance is top notch too.
Yeah,
as a child actress.
Jason Hamilton just mentioned Maniac, the remake with Elijah Wood. I'm gonna say that's Oscar worthy. It's a very unique film. Elijah Wood deserved a Best Actor nomination. And it's funny when you mention anything in horror and saying that an actor or an actress deserves a nomination, people do kind of like scoff at you and laugh, and they don't take you seriously. But I think in horror you have to be a great actor to pull off some of the performances.
The recent past, the Babadook, the actress probably should have been nominated for that.
Yes,
Essie James.
Right. It's see, the problem with horror, I mean, you could say the same for comedy too. They're both kind of niche. They're kind of gimmicky styles. So it's really, really hard to get past that, that stigma. Staying in the recent past, It Follows probably should have been nominated for cinematography too. Like it's really,
and score.
Yeah, right.
That's actually on my list.
Shaun of the Dead
It Follows
for
should have
screenplay,
definitely been nominated.
Hello. It's hard. I mean, the last time a true horror had some nominations was what? The Exorcist?
Silence of the Lambs.
Okay. Yeah.
Anthony Hopkins won for that one. I don't think Jodie Foster won. I know she won for The Accused, but I don't know if she won. I don't think she won for Silence. Yeah. You don't like Silence of the Lambs?
I think she did.
She did? She might have.
I'm getting there. Hold on.
Okay. I know Anthony Hopkins won.
Oh, while he's looking, I don't know if this would
Yes, she won.
For
okay.
an Emmy, because it's technically a TV miniseries. Tim Curry is Pennywise. Iconic horror performance, one of his best performances ever. I know he gets a lot of recognition, but I'd like to see an award for that.
Yeah, and I've never seen the original It. Okay, thanks everybody. I'm gonna go ahead and head out. I'm gonna go tuck my tail between my legs and.
Silence of the Lambs won 5 Oscars. The big ones: picture, director, actor, actress.
Yeah, and it's probably the last big horror, or could fit in the horror genre to be taken seriously and nominated. But you got movies like The Witch that are just as deserving that completely go unnoticed. The Witch.
The Vivitch.
The Vivitch.
Still don't understand that.
Devin Howard says Deadpool. I don't know. What do you guys think
That's
about that?
not a horror.
No, he's talking about comedy because you mentioned comedy being deserving.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yep. Segue. Beautiful.
Yep. You like segues?
Yeah. See, what they should do is they should have like a gimmick category for the Oscars. I mean, the Golden Globes has musical or comedy, and then somehow, that disappears, and La La Land. It's funny because La La Land wins musical or comedy, and then you have all these dramas.
Yeah.
Winning other stuff, and then for the Oscars, they narrow down. It's just. Can you not afford an extra award, please? Like, just one more category. What's the problem?
Yeah. Since we're talking about Oscars, and I know this is a horror show, but this is irresistible. What did you guys think about the flub on the Best Picture winner for the other night?
Or Warren Beatty. I mean, really?
He didn't do anything.
I said poor Warren Beatty because people were slamming him on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the guy's fault.
He didn't say a word. It was that damn Faye Dunaway.
Faye Dunaway.
Yeah.
She just sees La La Land and just blurts it out.
I thought it was gold. I loved every second of it. It made me happy.
Like I said on Killer Flicks, after I watched Emma Stone's post-Oscar speech, she said that she had her card with her the whole time. Now, whether she's telling the truth or not, I don't know. But
there's 2 cards.
But if she is telling the truth,
there's 2 cards.
She had her card, and then there was another card in the envelope. So somebody messed up more than once.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and what about the woman that wasn't dead that was in the in memoriam?
What?
Yeah. They listed Rachel Patterson or something from Australia who's not dead.
So a death hoax actually got in the Oscars. That's great. Wow.
That's crazy.
Any other movies you guys want to mention in this last segment as far as horror Oscars go, or are you guys pretty much satisfied?
Zach?
Yeah, I mean, I think we mentioned some pretty decent ones, but I didn't want to close the category without giving you guys another chance to mention something. Is there anything in horror news before we go that you guys might want to bring up that might be worthy of bringing up, or even somebody in the chat if there's something in horror news that
Jason Hamilton, good point. Green Room, really.
Oh, I was going to actually mention Green Room too. How could I forget that?
Cinematography alone.
Now, when I actually did my review on Green Room, I mentioned in my review, and this is when I first saw it, that I think Anton Yelchin and Patrick Stewart should get an Oscar nomination for that. And I was surprised that neither one of them got one, because they definitely deserved it, especially Anton Yelchin. And I'm not just saying that because he passed. He was fantastic.
I can agree with you with Anton Yelchin, but I don't think I can agree with you with Patrick Stewart.
Really? I thought Patrick Stewart was great.
I think Patrick Stewart did a lot of standing and a lot of Patrick Stewart.
What, you don't like talking like this? That was more of a Sean Connery, wasn't it? You don't like talking about this? Losers always run about their best.
What? Now you sound like Fred Gwynn.
I know. Sometimes Dad is better.
Sometimes Dad is better.
This is why I don't do impersonations.
It's that damn road.
Yeah. The road.
The boneless ones copying Evil Dead. Huh?
I just
What?
watched Spooky Astronauts review of that. Apparently, it's not good. Just came out. Kind of like a paranormal movie.
Yeah.
I guess you can say. Reminded me of Exeter.
But you're saying it was pretty much a ripoff of Evil Dead?
Apparently, Devin saying that.
Oh.
And Mel Gibson thought that was quite
You know,
funny.
there's like a big gray area with all that too, because that's why we have genres, because we have so many stories that are so similar. I mean, if you take paranormal films, it's pretty much the same plot, just a couple things mixed around here and there. But you just had the big lawsuit. John Carpenter sued the Guy Pearce movie, and they said it was. I didn't see the movie, but they said it's pretty much a ripoff of Escape from New York. But what classifies as a direct ripoff? Because, like I said, that's why you see a lot of movies that pretty much follow the same paths, especially in horror. So there's a big gray area there, I think.
Lindsay said The Exorcist could have swept.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the score alone. Yeah, actually, I'm going to pull a Lee here. You could actually see me and Lindsay talk quite at length in my 3-hour interview of her over on my channel.
Are you saying I self-promote?
Will I reviews, people?
No, it seems like everything is sponsored by this channel. Oh, I did a review on Green Room, and I today I watched this and
I haven't reviewed any of.
What? Who? Huh?
You see what I got to put up with here, people? That's tough. Man.
I love you. I'm
I
sorry.
love you too.
Wesley.
I wouldn't have CP any other way.
I would.
I'd have my lighting another way.
What, like CP's really dark?
Yeah.
I'm big in the blue.
You guys need white shelves. Look behind me. That's
Yeah.
all you need.
Yeah.
White shelves and some lights. It's like
I have
$30.
a reflector, but I don't know how I would. I think Dennis would want to watch the TV, so that would be a problem. Because
White
Dennis
Tim-
is literally.
White Tim says
Right
I'm
by
the
my
king
lawn.
of self-promotion. Yep, you got that right.
Could be doing it in your own room.
CP and Well Like It Reviews present the 3.5-hour documentary on Dr. Pepper. No, it would be Vanilla Coke.
No, let me tell you what you get with CP. You get 10 teaser trailers, and then you don't get the final product.
Finally,
That's what you get.
The review 3 years later.
You get a 19-second teaser of God knows what.
Tostitos.
It would be wrong, except it's true.
But you know what? It works. I click on every single one of them like an idiot.
Yep, I'm better at making you salivate, not feeding.
And then with Zack, you get the, have you scaled the summit? Do yourself a favor and come on over to Zack versus the Blu-ray Mountain.
You're gonna have a good time.
Gotta have a good time.
I'm the king of promotion.
Yeah.
Every single video.
You know what? No, you're
tell
not.
you what's-
No, you're not. Blu-ray Dan is the king of promotion.
Oh, yeah.
And I say that with love. I love Blu-ray
And
Dan
Lee,
to death.
Lee takes the silver too.
I take the silver.
Yeah. My question to you, Zach, is if in your intro, if that's the Blu-ray Mountain, where are the Blu-rays?
Yeah.
You climb
in
the Blu-ray
backpack.
Mountain, but the mountain itself should be like made of Blu-rays, no? Or at least be lined with them.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry that my budget's not big enough for you, CP.
The Blu-ray Mountain. It's a mountain with 2 Blu-rays on top of it.
I went to an actual mountain to appreciate my production value.
Who stole my Blu-rays?
Part 2.
I legally cannot discuss that sentence.
Yeah, and we can't do a good commentary because CP only has 3 movies now, and 2 of them start with Friday.
That's not entirely true. I just don't have anything incredibly new. That's all.
Is this
You
a
wanna do
roast?
some-
Am I doing my
wanna do
own
some-
roast now? This is cool.
Some Scream Factories? No, it's pretty good. You just take it all out of this and make your own video, and then
There you go. I might just
You're
do that.
ready.
I'll just cut this up and put it out there as the Zack and CP roast.
I need a flailing tube man on my mountain, apparently. what Jason thinks. Well, currently that mountain's about an hour away from me now, so
Really?
Oh, really?
Okay.
yeah.
You should do
When I
like
moved,
you should do a
it's about an
vlog,
hour
a
away.
driving vlog. You're going to the mountain.
It's too
Okay.
dark.
We should end it on that.
Well, I got to give credit to Grayson for just driving through whatever the hell we're talking about. I never cared for Poltergeist because that's on topic. I mean,
Yeah.
God
That
bless.
is on topic.
Poltergeist is great. What's up, George? Got to say hi to George Hernandez. He is always in Killer Flicks, loving it.
And
Why don't
Tom and Odd
You know,
Thomas.
we know
Odd
what'd be
Thomas is a
quicker,
good pick. Good one, Lindsay.
Lee?
What's that?
What would be quicker?
What's
if
that?
you just said hello to everybody in the chat. Just say hello to everybody in the
Okay,
chat.
I'm gonna go
That'd
down the
be way
list right
faster.
now. Okay. Okay, we got Richard Bishop, we got Jason Hamilton, we got George Hernandez, we got Grayson Voorhees, Derek Maya. What's up, Derek? Good buddy of mine. Okay. All right, guys. It looks like that's gonna
Zach
wrap up
versus
this episode of
Blue Ray
Scream
Mountain's in the
Stream.
chat. Hey, Zach.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Blue
doing
corner,
this.
Dennis.
What? This is the long shout out video.
I know. Take a shovel and make a mound of dirt and make it Zack versus the Blu-ray Mountain.
I believe that's your hole you're digging, sir.
I know, right? Oh, I am so deep in this hole. Okay.
Sorry.
Hey, you know what? If I'm
Maybe-
gonna go down, I'm gonna go down. I guess not swinging.
You're not going down. I'm pulling you down. It's
Yeah.
you can do no wrong by your minions, Lee.
That's
I'm
right.
gonna be the hater as far as they're concerned.
I mean, CP keeps throwing the spotlight on me every 10 seconds.
I know. Screw Zack.
I'm sitting here checking my phone. Zach, what do you think?
Well, I
Okay.
had 3 and 4 mixed up, so yeah.
CP, what is the
What do you
last
think
video
it's-
you did, and what are you
Sure.
working on next?
I'm acquiring the rights. A new interview should be on the horizon.
Awesome.
A fairly big YouTuber,
Good deal.
way bigger than any of us combined. I think actually. So
Well, anybody's going to be bigger than me.
Are you talking about in weight?
no, as subs. You
Oh,
add
okay.
all of our subs together. I think this person has more than all of us combined. So
Awesome.
should be a gay old time.
That sounds good. Sounds really
And by
good.
that I mean fun.
Cool.
Really. Just
And
wanna make
what's
sure.
the last video that you put out? Was it the Pet Cemetery?
Horror related. Yeah, I had my anniversary.
Yeah, that's right. I watched that. That was good stuff, man. Really good.
Thank you.
Yeah, CP just celebrated. Was it 2 years on YouTube now?
Yeah,
Me-
2 years.
Yeah, me and CP pretty much started around the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did I just toot my own horn again?
We were talking about me, and somehow.
How does it go back to me every
What
time?
about me again?
Yes, Black Dagger Brotherhood. Yes.
Black Dagger Brotherhood. I don't even know what that means.
That's some.
Book series, sir.
Okay, Zach, what is the last video you worked on, and what's the next one you're going to work on?
The last video that I worked on was Cabinet Fever, 2002, Eli Roth.
Oh, that was
Thank
a good. That was a good review.
I put a little extra into it this time. I'm working on some things for my channel, changing up my my style a little bit. Not too drastically different, but
I like that you put the little skit at the end of it. I thought that was pretty funny.
funny CP.
Nothing. Well, you'll see eventually. I don't know. Dennis is trolling Lee.
Hey, Dennis, I have the greatest subs in the world.
He says, "Tell us how great your subs are." I'm sorry. Am I even here? I'm not even here. You can't hear me, can you?
No, he's here.
Fucking, I passed out. Did they hang up on me?
I don't know.
You can't hang up on me.
I
Who
can
hung
hear
up
you.
on you?
What is going on here? For the love of Earl, this Denmark shit sucks, man. Yeah.
Zach, what's
Okay.
the next video you're putting out?
Howl, a review of Howl.
Oh, cool. Is that a newer movie?
Yes, it came out a couple of years ago. It's a werewolf movie.
Oh, cool. Cool.
So I'm really excited to watch it again and get a review out. The skits aren't stopping anytime soon, so trying a new format, like I said.
Nice.
What
So,
about you, Lee?
Blue Corner. Dennis, screw you, buddy. Okay. I just put out the Drum Dums watches for Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, and I have no idea what my next one's going to be. Probably Child's Play 3. That's what I'm thinking. So, yeah, that's my plan. But I got to watch it first. I haven't seen Child's Play 3 yet. So I hear good things and I hear bad things. So I kind of like that. I like going into it not knowing what to expect. But yeah, that's my next one. So anything else you guys want to say before we part ways?
I don't know how much I missed.
Wow, your video's all.
It's bad.
Yeah.
I was just self-promoting.
Shocker. Oh, so it was a day that ended in Y?
I was about to talk about my my social media links.
Oh. All 50 of them. Oh, here I am. Oh.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. Well, I guess we're going to wrap it up,
Lee,
guys.
are you still in Friendzoo?
What's that?
Are you still in Friendzoo?
Friendzoo?
Yeah.
I can get an account started.
If you guys want to reach me on AIM or Grindr,
I'm on MySpace.
MySpace.
I think I'm still on MySpace too.
All right.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry. Enough. Stop dicking around, guys. Let's get this over with.
Okay, I'm going to end this thing. All right. Hey, guys, I hope everybody has a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again possibly next Tuesday for another commentary, but definitely the 2 weeks from today, we're going to do another Scream stream. So thanks, everybody, for watching, and you guys have a great day.